Okay guys, here is the first of two gameplays. We're on Sacred Valley War, Standard Battle. And in this gameplay here, I'm basically... You're going to see two things. Your average team in World of Tanks, which sometimes will consist of potatoes, which is very annoying. And that's pretty much what my team is going to do here. They're going to do the very potato thing, and they are going to camp the base, and we're only going to have one brave soul actually go out, venture outside of the perimeter of our base. And this is a tier 6 match, and I'm pretty forgiving about it. I wasn't really all that frustrated when it happened, but asides me disparaging the average intellect of your average player in this game, what this is also showing is that this tank destroyer cannot carry a game by itself. It's not happening. You're not going to be able to take a face-to-face duel with a Cromwell, a Sherman tank variant, an M4A3 Sherman tank variant like an Easy 8 or a Jumbo. You're not going to be able to take a face-to-face duel with, God help you, but a KV2. It ain't going to happen. You have 550 average. You have 550 health hit point pool. It's not happening, and those tanks can pump out lead very fast. You don't have the armor. This is a glass cannon, as you can see there. There's another example of a potato teammate running right into the back of me. So what can it do? Well, it's a sniper. And what's this gameplay showing you? It's dependent on its team. It is dependent on its team at least making the correct decisions. Now, I do the smart thing here, and I start off in this bush, and I'm backing off a little bit here because I don't know if my teammates have been spotted. I'm being cautious, and I don't have Sixth Sense in this gameplay, so it's a very dicey situation here. I'm being very cautious, being very careful, and watch this light tank. I mean, this was an example I knew right then and there. Yeah, this was bad enough my entire team's camping base, but they're going to let this little light tank run right up past me. And I just said, yeah, this is game over. And this is the curse of anybody that's self-aware in this game, you know. It don't matter if you're green, a blue, or a purple WN8. Anybody that's self-aware in this game will tell you, you know when the writing's on the wall. And I pretty much knew that was a loss when I seen that and the camping. So I'm basically being an opportunist here. I'm sniping. I'm doing what damage I can. And you're going to see an example here. I'm going to pop this KV1. You see him right off to... He's just off to my left. He's right just outside of my view. I'm not even looking at him yet. But I'm going to here shortly. There you go. Oh, I'm sorry. It was a KV85. I got that wrong. But you're going to see how much health I can rip off this guy within 2 shots. And I'm trying to position myself, and I'm also being careful. I don't want to get spotted. I don't want to get hit. Hit him, 304 health. I mean, ripped off a quarter of his health with 1 shot. So I'm about to slap him again. I'm looking for another shot. I want to cripple this guy, 270 average health. And there's the already taking shots at me. Now, I got lucky. I think he could have been aiming for someone else, and he just got me as a collateral damage. I'm going to finish off the KV85 here, get him out of the fight, and position myself again for another target. You'll also note from early on in the game, from this gameplay, I'm not afraid to get up on bumps. I'm not afraid to get up on hills or little bits of terrain that can mess up my aim or anything like that. In something like a Jagdtiger 4, I would probably be avoiding... I wouldn't say I avoid this position, but in a machine like a Jagdtiger 4, I don't have a whole lot of gun depression. This machine has plenty of gun depression, so I have a flexibility in how I can engage targets, how I can actually take advantage of the situation. And there's that narrow gun arc. If you look down bottom left-hand corner, you'll see the 2 lines protruding from the gun. That's obviously showing your gun traverse arc, or the limits of it. And the only way you make that a non-issue, and it is narrow, the only way you make that a non-issue is if you sit back far enough out of range. So the further back you are, the less that traverse arc is an issue. Here's a T-34 medium tank. We hit him for nearly 300 damage, 299. Get lucky, he misses. And we almost nearly one-shot him. And we're going to snapshot him and get him back to garage as soon as possible. And you can see, this thing can 2-shot tier 5 tanks pretty darn easily. And it's a safe, I would say a safe 3 to 4 shot, depending on if you're getting high rolls, against tier 6 tanks. So this thing can quickly cripple players. It is a cripple. Grill there hits me again, reminding me he's still in the fight. He takes out my gunner. Or my loader, I'm sorry. He takes out my loader. And I'm in just a dicey situation here. I'm just trying to get what damage I can get in now. I mean, this is a game over situation. I accepted it. This Leopard wanders up here, nearly one-shot him, and the Type 58 finishes him off. Doing everything I could there to angle, and as you can see, everybody has no trouble penning me. So, you have to remember this when you're in this machine. You are dependent on your teammates. Whether you like it or not, the Dicker Max does not have the armor to stand its ground. It does not have the armor to turn the fight around by itself. It does have a gun, and it does have some very serious view range. If you can get this thing into a nice spot in a bush, you can be a downright threatening opponent to deal with at long range. Further, we're about to get to the closing part of the match, and I'm sitting here in this bush, and basically I'm watching my backside. I'm thinking, you know, in this situation when I play, if I see all the action, like for example, all that fighting seems to be on the bridge, my reaction as a medium or even a heavy tank driver would be to go around and flank. That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting someone to try and flank. About 2 seconds from now, here we go, I turn around and I basically said, oh, that's not happening. The enemy team isn't going to try that, so I go ahead and move up. My Type 58 said, I mean, at this point, I accepted it. My Type 58 and everybody else on the team was pretty much collateral damage. I try to snap a shot here into the Jumbo Sherman. That goes to show you this gun is good. It does have great penetration compared to the L56, but it isn't good enough where it goes to the front of a Jumbo Sherman. Hit the Jumbo right here into the corner of his turret cheek. I rip almost 300 health off, and then we get blasted by the grill and finished off. So I don't have the hit point pool. I don't have the armor to turn the tide around. Only thing this thing has is a gun and view range. That's not enough to win a game, and especially when your team just doesn't want to cooperate. I did what I could there. Did about 2,400 damage. I outscored everybody on the other team too. So I mean, did what I could. Now here on Tundra, in this match, this goes to show you some of the things you can do in the Dicker Max. Now I might add, the prior game on Sacred Valley, that was a typical game. Even though my team didn't cooperate with me and they camped the base, that was typical how you want to play the Dicker Max. You want to sit back with it mostly. You want to snipe people. And I did pretty good considering my circumstances. This is a gameplay where I want to get to the E7, maybe E9 part of the map. I want to get up on that hill, I want to use that view range, and I want to use that gun, and I want to rain death down on the enemy team. And it was at this point, you know, I'm strategizing what I want to do. I was thinking about going right up on the edge, right in front of the cap, and go right to G6. I was debating if I wanted to do that, and then I was like, all right, you know, screw it. I'm gonna go right for the E8, E9 portion of the map, and I want to use this gun depression. I want to use this gun and hurt people with it. And you're gonna see me here start driving, and I realize, oh wait, I'm running out of room, and I eventually yanked to the left all of a sudden, like, okay, there's no more room for me, and I kind of goofed it. But it also kind of worked out to my favor, because I wanted these two mediums that you see going up toward that hill, I wanted them actually to get there first, so it worked out in the end for me. Even this stupid little mistake I made here, it worked to my benefit in the end. But what this is going to show you is the one thing you can take advantage of in the Dicker Max that does surprise people, and that's its gun depression. While we're going up this hill, you'll note it's going about 38 kilometers per hour. This tank destroyer isn't particularly slow, but it ain't particularly fast. It's not no Jagdpanzer IV. I keep making that comparison because that's the only other tier 6 tank destroyer I've played. It's blazing fast compared to this thing, but It's not quite as clumsy as I expected. It's reasonable. I was surprised with the Dicker Max. So we see this KV-85. He wanders up here. I'm aiming. Pop him for about 321, 331, something like that. We nearly we nearly rip him down to half health. And we're going to get in position here. He gets thumped by our DK. We hit that Conqueror gun carriage right in the face, and we're backing up. And I'm going to keep that hill between their guns and my paper mache built tank here, and I don't want to get hit. And I've always said this when I was playing the Jagdtiger and even the Jagdpanther 2. Don't go around the corner. Be around the corner. And that's where I learned that, was from playing this tank destroyer. Conqueror gun carriage obviously hasn't gotten the memo. I hit him, back off. Conqueror gun carriage was unable to hit me back. Looks like that was the, what was that, the AT-7 that hit me? It may have been the KV-85. Oh, it was the AT-8, I apologize. Anyways, it was the AT-8, it looks like that hit me, and I'm just getting myself in position here, because I know these two tank destroyers and this heavy tank are going to want to have a word with me, and it looks like they're also going to take a shot at my teammate in the tank destroyer. Now, watch this gun depression. This AT-8 did not see this coming. Just look at this. I was sneaking around, trying to find the shot, still looking for it, pop him right in the top of his hatch. I'm keeping an eye on that KV-85, making sure he doesn't YOLO me. Take another chance, I'm waiting for it, aiming, take another shot, rip nearly another 300 health off him. And now I'm reloading, now I'm siding. Well, the AT-8 didn't think that one through. Maybe I can do something to this KV-85. So I'm debating about it, and eventually I decide, alright, I'm going to move up here and I'm going to sneak up on this guy and hit him. And this KV-85, what happens to him, I think, is the same thing that happens to a lot of people when the Dicker Max, or even its big brother, its Tier 7 counterpart in the Stewery Mill. In the Stewery Mill, it's a slower moving version of this machine, but it's packing a 128mm gun. Just watch what happens to this KV-85. He did not think I could get this gun over that hill like I did. He did not expect that. Most people do not expect that gun to lower as well as it does. And the first thing he is seeing is this gun. That is all he's saying. Now, of course, it didn't help that he dunked his shot right into the ground. But he did not expect that. Now, I was going to be aggressive and go after the AT-8, but we had a YOLOing Hellcat. I don't know what it is with Hellcat drivers doing that. Hellcat drivers, don't do what this guy did. I mean, he went up there and got wrecked for his trouble. Now, I bounced a shot like an idiot, and you can see right there, there's those soft stats. When I have to turn the hull, that gun just goes wild. Now, I see the Achilles, but then the AT-8 pops up, and I take off running, and I decide, alright, I'm going to go ahead and try to finish off this Achilles. We kill the Achilles, and then we finish off the AT-8. Sorry for the spoiler. Let's go ahead and get into if I think this tank destroyer is worth it. I ended up making the decision to go for this machine because I didn't really want to drop the money to go for the Jag-88. I didn't feel like making the investment into this game for the Jag-88 like some people would. I decided I wanted a budget crew trainer, that's what a lot of tanks are. A lot of premium tanks under Tier 8 are. They're budget crew trainers, they're budget premium tanks. I would recommend the Dicker Max, but you have to understand its limitations. It has no armor, it does have a great gun, it has great view range. You just have to understand the limitations. I ended up going after the Dicker Max, and I love it. I think it's a great tank destroyer, and I would recommend it to people that are looking for a budget crew training premium tank. Alright guys, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.